Sorry for the slight technical glitch. We are cruising on the Power FM playing now, and we are cruising on the Power Corridor playing now. The numbers to join us should you want to ask questions when we have our guest on are 070-322-77338 070-322-77338 or 090-9555-1039 090-9555-1039. The social media platforms to engage with us at Law FM on Instagram, at Law FM _radio at Twitter, and at www.lawfmng.com. That's the website. My personal Facebook account is at www.facebook.com/Gbola Oba, and this content is streamed live. This broadcast is streamed live at www.facebook.com/Law FM Radio. Facebook.com/Law FM Radio. Today is Friday, the 2nd day of September 2022. Friday 02/09/2022. Our Nigerian proverb for today. The Nigerian proverb for today is: seeing is better than hearing. Seeing is better than hearing. And today's brief analysis of few of the major news headlines are as follows. Why Nigerians are facing harsh treatment in Dubai. Why Nigerians are facing harsh treatment in Dubai, according to Abike Dabiri, the boss of Nigerian in Diaspora Commission. According to Abike Dabiri, Dubai, after some unfortunate behavioral conducts of some Nigerians in that principality or in that sheikhdom, the UAE government intimated Nigerians with the new regime for visa application, and they emphatically stated that people below the age of 40 would not be allowed to travel alone to Dubai except they get a family visa. According to Abike Dabiri, a number of Nigerians resorted to getting family visas without going with their family members, and because Dubai had formally informed the Nigerian authorities that people below the age of 40 could only get single person visas based on some increased strictures for visa application, it became a ball game of the sea. And typically, the way these things are reported, they are reported in such a way that Dubai just suddenly started victimizing or persecuting Nigerians. The second item for today is Customs Boss Hamid Ali questions NNPC's daily petrol consumption claims. Customs boss Hamid Ali questions NNPC's daily petrol consumption claims. We know that a lot of corruption goes on in that industry. One does not even have to be too analytical to explain the magnitude of corruption in an industry where vessels literally disappear, or where vessels could not be interdicted in Nigeria, but where that same vessel was conveniently interdicted in the sub-region by a naval force that is less rated than ours. But the truth be told, even without deliberate corruption, which everybody knows is there, the opportunity that the subsidy within the Nigerian market has created for arbitrage would inevitably bring about the incongruity or the absurdity of the claims of NNPC relative to the reality of the total volume of petroleum products that be, especially PMS, as used in the subsidy. The subsidy is stupid, should be the campaign lingo. Is the subsidy stupid? Without removing the subsidy, we will be chasing the mirage. Nothing can be done, because literally from Benin Republic to the western side of Nigeria, to Niger, to the northern side of Nigeria, to Chad, to the northeast side of Nigeria, and Cameroon's, Nigeria's petroleum product, especially PMS, is sold at the expense of the ones imported into that country, because people buy cheap here, or they connive with Nigerians and they smuggle to those places to go and sell. Per liter in Nigeria is around 175 naira. Per liter averagely in those places more than 400 naira. What wouldn't we? And the last item to be synoptically analyzed today is Nigeria ranked second most afflicted country with terrorism, despite 11 trillion naira budget for security since 2015 to 2022. Source: Jihad Analytics. Nigeria ranked second most afflicted country with terrorism, despite 11 trillion naira budget for security since 2015 to 2022. Jihad Analytics is an open source intelligence and data collation civil society organization, and they have ranked Nigeria. But this is the fact we live in. This is the fact we live with daily as Nigerians. We will be going on a short break. When we come back, we do a literary reading for the day before we formally introduce our August guest in September.
Tomorrow has come. Law is meant to be understood by everyone in society, irrespective of age or status. No bias. It should be clear and precise. Law FM 103.9 gives you the best content, and they are here for you. My name is Khadija Okunulamidi, and I urge you to keep listening to Law FM 103.9.
Let's talk about society, family, lifestyle, court cases, Legal matters in the layman's perspective. This is Law FM 103.9 for knowledge and entertainment.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is
Rotimi Martins, aka Lyro of Africa. You're listening to Law FM 103.9 for knowledge and entertainment. Nobila.
Listening just got better.
I tried so hard and got so far.
Here is the station where the gavel and the mic pay respect, where knowledge and the law connect to inform, educate, and impact. Giving you a mastery of the law and your rights
in the best way possible.
Law FM 103.9 for knowledge and entertainment.
Yeah.
This is Law FM Radio
103.9
for knowledge and entertainment.
Entertainment, your favorite radio station's favorite radio station. The wait is over.
on women's wear.
But I'm actually an entertainment lawyer. I've been working in Nigeria now for almost 6 years, growing my practice.
On women's wear.
I got an email from somebody I'd never met before.
On women's wear.
I specialize in practice in law, so yes.
It is easy for women to get lost in a sea of historic rhetoric, swimming against the current.
you've not slayed until you slay it. African prince. You're not trendy until your African prince style is the trendiest. You're not creative until your African prince outfit is a fashion statement. Stand a chance to win 100,000 naira when you turn up in your best African prince outfit or accessory. Brace yourself. The African Prince Party
And
will
first,
go with Oriental Hotel September 10th. Time 4 p.m. For sponsorships and partnerships, info at theafricanprincefestival.com, www.theafricanprincefestival.com, on Instagram at the African Prince Party.
The passion to be creative, innovative, to climb higher and take the lead is what drives us on the station that inspires. This is Law FM 103.9 for knowledge and entertainment.
Every individual should know about the law and their rights, because the law affects every aspect of daily living, irrespective of age or status. Law FM 103.9 ensures you get to hear the law, talk the law, and know your rights like never before. I am Khadija Okunulamidi. Keep listening to Law FM.
There's only one station that
Captivates you.
with the law. Law FM 103.9.
Welcome back to Power Corridor. Before we formally do our introductory reading of the historical perspective of the topic of the day and also formally introduce our guest, the Facebook page to watch the live streaming of this content is at www.facebook.com/lawfmradio. The Instagram page is at Law FM Radio. The Twitter handle is at Law FM_radio. The website where you can also listen live is www.lawfmng.com. My personal Facebook page is facebook.com/Gbola Oba. My Twitter account is at Gbola Oba. My Instagram account is at Gbola Oba. You want to join us to ask questions when we open the lines, you need to store this number now or save this number. 070-322-77338 070-322-77338 or 090-9555-1039 090 9555 and we do our historical journey before how Lagos has historically defined the infrastructure pace of Nigeria. How Lagos has historically defined the infrastructure pace of Nigeria. In March 1896, before the British government paid off the Royal Niger Company with £800,000 to fully take over and establish direct colonial administration in 1900, of all its, that is the Royal Niger Company's trading treaties, concessions and conquered areas in the southern and northern protectorates of Nigeria, the British government started the construction of the railway from the colony of Lagos, which it had directly administered from 1861 to Ibadan in 1896. The Lagos Government Railway, which it was called then, was completed and started operations to Ibadan in 1901 and was extended to Minna in today's Niger State in 1911, where it met the Barrow-Kano railway network that was built by the pre-amalgamation government of northern Nigeria between 1907 and 1911. The two lines were amalgamated in 1912 into the Government Department of Railways, the predecessor to the Nigerian Railway Corporation. The railway reached its northeastern terminus of Unguru in 1930. After coal was discovered at Udi, the Eastern Railway was built to Port Harcourt between 1913 and 1916. This railway was extended to Kaduna via Kafanchan in 1927, connecting the Eastern Railway to the Lagos-Kano Railway. The Eastern Railway was extended to its northeastern terminals of Maiduguri between 1958 and 1964. However, when the Lagos colonial government completed the Lagos to Ibadan rail track, the terminal on the Lagos side was and still is at Ido on Lagos mainland. Therefore, a mechanism had to be devised to link the Ido terminus with the then seaport of Lagos, which was located at Eyigbeti on Lagos Island, long before the Apapa port came to life. In 1901, the government of the colony of Lagos commenced construction of a single-track tramway over Kata Bridge. The tram was opened to the public in 1902. Tram, as in tram, the same tram that you people get to ride on when you go to San Francisco and some other major cities of the world. In 1901, the government of the colony of Lagos commenced construction of the single-track tramway over Kata Bridge. The tram was opened to the public in 1902. The passenger cars ran northward from Old Okokomaiko, the original native name of the marina side of Lagos, passing Customs Wharf, then turning left into Balogun Street to Ido train terminus via Ereko, Ebutero, Idumota and Kata Bridge. The passenger line of the tram service was the earliest intra-colony or intra-city mass transit system built within Lagos or anywhere in pre-amalgamation Nigeria. The pioneering tram service carried passengers, travelers, traders and workers from the train station at Ido going to Lagos Island. The line was a single-track tramway with a 2 feet 6 inches gauge and 7 passing loops on the track. There was a running at Ido terminals with sidings to the goods warehouse. The journey from Marina through Carter Bridge was 2 miles 58 chains, about 4.4 kilometers with an average speed of 12.5 kilometers. In 1906, the sanitary line, also called Okokomaiko, began operations. It ran from Agarawu through Massey Street and Cowlane via George V Road, only crossing over 5 Cowley Bridge to end at the Junction Jetty. The tram carried human fecal waste. That's the second one. It is in the backdrop of this historic light rail and railway mass transit accomplishments of the past and the aborted Jakonde administration's initiated light rail project by the then Major General Muhammadu Buhari in his first stint as head of state in 1984 that the tale of delays of the Blue Line's delivery becomes worrisome. In 2008, the contract was awarded to the Chinese Civil Engineering Construction Company CCECC at the cost of $1.2 billion and a completion deadline set for 2011. With little accomplished, June 2013 was set at the completion date by the former governor Babatunde Fashola, but that failed. 2014 was subsequently set, but the project still fell through. As it stands, only 16 kilometers have been completed out of the 27 kilometers originally planned for the Blue Line. We have as our guest today the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Lagos State, Honorable Gbenga Omotosho. Sir, good evening. Hello?
Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Were you able to listen to historical intro?
Yeah, I did.
Lagos is coming from quite a rich background of mass transit, irrespective of the years of the low cost. It does seem that your administration is promising to take us back to the days of glory and do better. What say ye to that, sir?
Thank you very much for that question. Like you have said, Lagos has always been great, and our own aim is to make Lagos greater. That is why our mantra is in whatever we do, we say for a greater Lagos. And so it is with this project that you are talking about, the rail line, the blue line and the red line. By the grace of God, they are going to be delivered by the end of this year, simultaneously, the two lines. And by the quarter of next year, they will be in a commercial operation. But by the end of this year, they are going to be test run. So everything is going by schedule, and we have no problem at all. The trains have been shipped, the tracks have been completed, the stations have been built, the red line that will run from Oyinbo to Agbado. You can see the construction site in Iketa, in Oyinbo, in Yaba, in Mushi, where we are building like a 6 overpasses, and all the stations that are meant to be used by this service, they are being built. And the one that will run from Mile 6 to Marina, the blue line, about 27.5 kilometers, is also going to run according to schedule. So we have no doubt that there will be no problem about that. The problem with this kind of project is most of the time funding, but by God's grace and the financial skills of Mr. Governor, Mr. Baide Sanwo-Olu, we do not have any problem about funding these projects at all. The funds are there, the contractors are working according to schedule, and everything is going on as planned.
In the backdrop of the fact that the deadline for the Blue Line has been shifted a number of times, indeed, from the former governor Fashola to Governor Ambode, to the incumbent governor, who indeed had earlier promised that the Blue Line was going to be operational last December. In the backdrop of that, would you not think that our proverb for today, which says seeing is better than hearing, may be what an average Lagosian out there listening to you is thinking, you know what, until you guys deliver, you have not delivered? How would you respond to that?
I do not think that Mr. Biden promised that last year that by December that the Blue Line was going to be delivered. He has been saying that by the year 2022, the end of the year, last quarter, that the Blue Line and the Red Line will be delivered. The two lines did not begin at the same time. It's the Red Line that came to join. The Blue Line was the first one that was started. But because of some problems in the federal authorities, we couldn't start the Red Line we wanted to start it. But because now the Red Line is going to be sharing the same track with the Nigerian Railway Corporation, so it's easier for us to put it together and to promise Lagosians that the two lines, the blue and the red line, will be commissioned at the same time. And we have not changed that, and we are not going to change it. By the grace of God, everything will be ready by the end of this year, first run, and by the first run of next year, in commercial stations.
Some cynics out there are wondering, you have not completed one and delivered it yet. You are going into an elaborate construction works on the red line, because as we speak now, from Agbado to Agege to Oshodi to Ikeja along to Mushi to Yaba to Onyegbo, there are humongous mega projects going on regarding the stations. These construction works are very disruptive of intracity vehicular movements. People are somewhat feeling frustrated, and some cynics are saying, why can't you people finish the blue line first before even suffocating our lives with this red line? How would you respond to that?
I refuse to agree that there are cynics in Lagos. The Lagos audience is the attentive audience. The Lagos audience is the funny audience, the most complicated audience that you can see anywhere. And they know that you cannot make omelette without breaking eggs. They know that the pain of today that they are going through, maybe because of traffic, because of the construction. I apologize and sympathize with all of them for that. They know that it's because of the gains of tomorrow. Like I said, the problem that you have with this kind of critical projects, most of the time is the funding. Fortunately for us, we've been able to secure the funding for both the red line and the blue line. And like I said, the red line is going to be sharing the same track with the Nigerian Railway Corporation. So the building of a track is out of the equation. And once that is out of it, this is the most important thing. It is just for you to be able to build your stations, which is just near brick and mortar. And a few days ago, Mr. Governor went on an inspection of those projects, the stations, the overpasses that are being built, and everything is going according to schedule. So there is no way that people will not be able to say that cynically that you may not be able to complete it, but that is not the situation. The project will be completed and delivered according to specification and according to the schedule.
In view of the fact that nobody can deny the enormous amount of activities going on construction-wise, especially on the red line, and in view of the fact that pictures are now coming out about the test running of coaches on the blue line, some cynics are also saying, you know what, he's trying to do it as kind of he has calibrated the delivery time around the time that he knows he will be facing the election. That is why he's choking our lives, irrespective of the discomfiture that an average Lagos motorist or commuter is facing. He doesn't really care. It's just about using it as a PR, public relations and political gimmick to get himself the votes against 2023. I said cynics, and there are some of them are there, and they are out there. Some of them may be political opponents, but it's incumbent on somebody like me to at least rehash some of the things they are saying and throw it at somebody like you, who is the official spokesperson of the government of Lagos State. How would you respond to that?
Them as cynics. Well, these are people that we cannot do away with, unfortunately. They must be among us. And this season that we are in now is the season of politics. And in the season of politics, you cannot but expect people to just say things that they are not familiar with, or things that are not within their purview. The work that we are doing on both the red line and the blue line, these are technical work. These are engineering work. And people who are not familiar with such engineering tricks all over the world, they may be saying whatever they like. But we cannot say because an election is coming, you need to close a road for you to be able to deliver a project. And then you will say because election is coming, you are not going to close that road. And you are not going to allow the work to go on because you want people not to think that you are doing it for political gain. But whatever it is, we are promised to deliver this project, and we are going to deliver it. Whether people feel that it's for campaign purposes or not, even if it's for campaign purposes, in my own view, what is wrong with that? We came into office telling Lagosians, making promises of what to do, and this is one of the promises that we are saying that we are going to deliver. And we are ready to deliver it, whether it's the political season or not. Don't forget that the project didn't begin this year.
Honorable Commissioner, to be kind to you, I must say that in the adversariality that defines partisan politics, especially in a season, in the silly season of election hearing, it's not impossible that some will go out there banding some of the points. For those listening to us, if you really want to directly pose questions or make some inquiries from the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Lagos State, Honorable Gbenga Omotosho, you can engage directly by calling 070-322-77338. 070-322-77338 or 090-9555-1039. 090-9555-1039. Now, Honorable, the issue of the Okada ban that has been extended from the original 6 local government areas and 9 LCDA, 9 local council development of areas, now to another set of 4 local government areas and 6 local council development areas. Some Lagosians are feeling hard done by because they believe that the Okada. I have a call for you. Good evening, caller. Your name, please, and where you are calling from. And please, anybody, when you call in, please tune down the volume of your radio set. Thank you very much. Your name and where you are calling from.
This is Mr. Olumide from Ijesha in Surulere.
Thank you, Olumide. The Honorable Commissioner is all yours.
Good evening, Mr. Commissioner, sir. Yes, sir. I think the Lagos State government is trying its best. At least some of some of the things they promise us during the electioneering campaign, we are trying to make them come to reality. We are, at least most of us in Lagos, we are happy about that. But like Mr. Oba said, there's a lot of projects going on which commuters are now trying to complain or try to look at it from the disadvantage points. Maybe because those will demolish their houses and some other ones. They are not using it against the government again. But they are forgotten. All these amenities are for the people. So I don't know why they are complaining now. But I want to commend your government, sir, that you should continue. The government should not look back. We are looking for more of these projects because it's going to benefit us in the nearest future.
Thank you very much.
Sir, how can we get onto the government, sir?
To be honest with you, I can only promise this privileged interaction. Do we have another call? You seem to have some commendation coming in regarding your administration living up to the promises regarding transportation is made, but he also accentuated the fact that there should be a better way to manage the activities with a view to reducing the frustration that commuters and motorists feel whilst the jobs are going on. Your response to that?
Well, I think you are talking about how to manage traffic during construction and all that, so that it can reduce the people's pain.
Yes.
There is nowhere that the Lagos government is going to close down a road or is going to embark on a major construction that we do not tell the people at least 48 hours before that.
Okay.
The
calls are coming in thick and fast, and the callers take precedence on this show. Our caller, good evening. Your name and where you are calling from, please.
This is good evening, Mr. Gbola.
Good evening, sir.
This is Yinka.
Yinka, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Lekki.
Okay. The Honorable Commissioner is all yours.
Okay, good evening, Honorable Commissioner. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Please, I would like to know what the government is doing about the regulation of the house rent in Lagos State. We've seen that a lot of landlords are taking the advantage of they are not looking through the economic reality within the country, and they are demanding so high from their tenants. So I don't know if the government is looking through this to see what they can do, whether to relate the rent to be paid by the various tenants within Lagos.
Thank you. Honorable Commissioner, you want to take that? Although I invited you based on the transportation issue, the delivery, the delivering on the promises made, but would you want to take that, please?
Let me hear the question again.
The question the gentleman asked is on the flippancy with which landlords now raise house rents in Lagos. You know, there was a law prior to the assumption of office of your administration regulating house rent. But to be honest with you, my experience tells me that given the enormous infrastructural development that your administration is rolling out, and maybe Lagosians ain't seen nothing yet regarding house rent, because most landlords we want to. But what would be your response to the gentleman's question regarding the frequency with which house rents are raised in some parts of Lagos?
Lagosians who are going through that kind of situation, I sympathize with that. Like you have rightly observed, it's because of the infrastructure that the Mr. Biden Sanwo-Olu administration is putting in place, and what people are seeing, that is why they feel that it's time for them to raise their rent. But it shouldn't be so. We have an agency that is in charge of that. If you have a quarrel with your landlord, you can go in there at Alauta, meet the agency, and lay your complaint. Landlords don't have to increase rents arbitrarily. There is room for such quarrels to be settled without anybody being bruised, whether you are the landlord or you are the tenant. So the landlord-tenant relationship is something that has been causing problems for ages. And Lagos State government has an agency that looks into that. So anybody who has any such complaint can come to Alausa and will be able to sort out the problem.
Before the call started coming in, I asked you the question on the extension of the Okada ban and the complaints that some people are now making regarding the discomfiture is causing them. How would you respond to the fact that some are feeling outdone by with the extension, especially when my producer here lives in a place that has just fallen into the... How would you respond to that, Honorable Commissioner?
Before we placed a ban on Okada, we had a town hall meeting before we extended the ban to 4 more local. And one Lagosians at that meeting, comprising the traditional rulers, comprising security agencies, ordinary Lagosians, religious leaders, and so many other young people. What they were saying was that Okada be banned totally in Lagos because the government put all the riches on the table, and we told them about the security of their lives and property in Lagos, and then safety of Lagosians. And then everybody agreed when the matter was put to vote that Okada be banned totally in Lagos because people have seen the security which Okada has been made to Okada has been used for in some parts of Nigeria, and they do not wish such things for Lagos. And the government, being proactive, has now put the matter before Lagosians. And Lagosians are ready to say that we are shooting light when there is a conflict between life and livelihood. People must be what will Okada riders be doing now. How will people move from one place to the other in such a speedy manner as they used to do in the days of Okada. And what I usually tell those people is that the chicken was feeding on something before the arrival of the corn. Lagos is the tiniest state in Nigeria. It has not expanded in terms of the land space. And if people could be working in Lagos in the 80s, in the 90s, early 2000s, Okada is a new phenomenon. How come our people can no longer work in this small space? It's just that people are looking for Okada to move them from their bedroom to their restroom.
What practical...
What the government has done is to provide alternatives.
Such as
the last mile and first mile buses. 200 of them were rolled out again yesterday. You know this local government here Okada has been banned. We have 400 of them running now. Which can go into inside the inner street where Okada used to run. And then in total now we have 1,000 high capacity buses that are running as I speak with you. So people who are looking for...
And what about the subsistence for the thousands of Okada riders who ordinarily would become unemployed now? You will respond to that. I have a call. Good evening, caller.
Good evening, Gbola Oba.
Your name and where you are calling from, please.
This is Isaac calling from Iju Shaga.
Isaac, the Honorable Commissioner is all yours.
Thank you very much for this program this evening and the topics raised. I am a person living with disability, precisely visually impaired. And then if you look at some of the projects and programs that is rolled out by the government, I want to put it to the Honorable Commissioner that the person living with disability in Lagos State have been shortchanged and have been not been carried along. We have been preaching and complaining about accessibility. Now, look at the blue line rail or the red line rail. How does this cater for PWDs in Lagos State? How are we included?
much. Let's let the Honorable Commissioner respond to that. Honorable Commissioner, did you hear that?
Not very well. I think he's talking about the advantages of the rail line.
No, the gentleman says he's living with disability, is visually impaired. But apart from him being visually impaired, there'll be thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, if not, likely millions, who are living with one form of disability or the other, especially physical disability, who also may need access to this enormous range of infrastructure that your administration is delivering, but is not particularly convinced that issue of accessibility to using those infrastructure like they do in other responsible megacities of the world has been factored into the design of this fantastic infrastructure. How would you respond to his concern, and how do people like that get to engage your administration on factoring them into designs and making sure that when those projects are delivered, people with disability, PWDs too, can have access to those infrastructure?
I found the gentleman so much, and I would like to assure him that the governor, Mr. Bayede Sanwo-Olu, is a lover of the people living with disability. Apart from the fact that we have an office for them, which is headed by an estate to the governor, who is also talking at everything concerning people living with disability. It is part of our regulation in Lagos that public buildings must have access facilities for people living with disabilities. All the projects that we are constructing in Lagos, they are taken into consideration. And I assure you that there is no new facility that Lagos State government is building that you don't have access for people living with disabilities.
Thank you, Honorable Commissioner. I can also attest to the fact that in the last couple of years, indeed, before this administration, the Lagos State government has been restructuring some of its infrastructure, offices, and to give accessibility to people with physical and visual impairment. And I know too that some indeed work in organizations, in MDAs of Lagos State, who daily use this. However, it is imperative. One of my responsibilities, or one of my jobs here, is to further accentuate the fact that in planning, in design, in delivery, people with disabilities should be configured into the usage of any real estate asset that the Lagos State government will be delivering. The numbers to call, should you want to engage with the Honorable Commissioner, the numbers are 070-322-77338, 070-322-77338, or 090-9555-1039, 090-9555-1039. You can also join us on Twitter. The Twitter handle to send your questions to is at lawfm_radio. At lawfm_radio. On Instagram, we are at lawfm_radio. And the content is literally being streamed live on facebook.com/lawfm_radio and at the official website of Law FM, www.lawfmng.com. Honorable Commissioner, there is also this controversy that's going around town now regarding a new parking regime people are now, what is being bandied around, I wouldn't know if you've ever heard, that people would now be charged for parking vehicles in their own houses or in the frontage of their own houses. What enlightenment, if there is any, or what response would you have to the way that story is being presently reported, and indeed being a butt of jokes, cynicism, that may, I think, talking as somebody who gets feedback there, that may alt the electoral chances of your principal? How would you respond to that?
Well, I think the first, just to let people know that what they are saying about the parking law is not true. What people are saying that you are going to be paying for cars you are parking in your compound is all lies. It's just pure mischief.
So
Our political opponents.
You are saying authoritatively that there's nothing like that, and this is partisan mischief.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
What we are saying is that if you park, use government setback. It is the setback that we are talking about, not cars that you are parking within your compound.
Okay.
If you use government setback, you anywhere in the world, you have to pay parking fee, and you get a license, a permit for that.
Even in gated communities and in private estates.
I'm just talking about wherever you have government road and there is a setback there. It is the setback that we are talking about.
Okay.
The Lagos state government is deciding in doing all of these things. They are not just going to make a blanket pronouncement about people coming to pay for parking. No, anybody who is not supposed to pay for it will not pay for it.
Honorable Commissioner,
I do not know how many people have gotten notice to come and pay. Among those who are saying that they did not to come and pay.
Honorable Commissioner, I've got a tweet for you. I've got a tweet for you. Before we round up, we are questioning now. Adedeji Adegboyega on Twitter with at one leg in has written, what has really changed since the rebranding, packaging and name change of the National Union of Road Transport Worker activities on Lagos roads? As the change brought discipline, reduced rival killings in the modus operandi of these touts, disguising as park managers in new uniforms. I hope you got that. Got that. Is more of a remark, an opinion, and a question. How would you want to respond to that?
Well, what I usually say people complain about NURTW is that NURTW is like any other union. It's like
ASU, like NUPENG.
Yeah, people have agreed to come together and subject themselves to the rules and regulations of that union. So whatever, once you can join a union out of your own volition, whatever is done in that union, you have to abide by it. And some people do not want to face that reality. It's only when, because we like, the activities become something that is of disturbing public peace.
But when they serve as de facto taxing agent or de facto fleecing entity, irrespective of the fact that there is no clear law under which they collect those taxes, how would you feel living in a society where you just have entities, doing that?
Well, that's what I've just said. There is a union, and people have submitted themselves voluntarily to the rules and regulations of that union.
But these are the revenues that may be coming in for the government.
That is why the government has moved in to go and collect its own revenues and the tax. Before we used to have all our agencies going there, LASEPA, Ministry of Transportation, and all of that. Loma, we are no longer doing that now. We have consolidated all of the levies to one, and our officials will go there to collect. So if people are paying their union dues, I do not see how that has become a problem for us.
This is
unless the union needs, unless they are now causing public disturbance, and they are using their activities to disturb the public, and that is when the security agencies is moving.
Honorable Commissioner, for this opportunity of letting our public engage with you, we want to say thank you. I know that especially in a state like Lagos, your portfolio is quite an onerous one because you have to explain so many things happening, in so many spheres of life. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and we wish you the best and your administration the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
This is Power Corridor on Law 103.9 FM, coming to the wrap for today, the second day of September, Friday, the second day of September. Thank you for being part of the program until Monday. My producer has been Lady Wari Ofigo. Thank you.
When you listen to this station, you learn about your rights. You discover the law in ways you never imagined. You know why? Because we broadcast in your interest.
It's a problem that we are all experiencing in the country. Different parts of the country, the same thing is happening. So who do we call on to? Who do we hold responsible?
We impact knowledge.
If the grid is unable to shed the load that it ought to, it could also result in the collapse of the national grid.
Call it what you may, but we are here